Greetings, magical wanderers. Thank you for finding me here, and I speak you leave here with a bit more affirmative magic than you had when you arrived. Today, on this new blessed day, I have a special gift for you. Awareness. Sit, lie, sip, soak, sleep, eat, drive, or meditate while listening to this. If you do so desire to focus more on the message, I encourage you to be surrounded in peace and without distraction. Without further ado, I love you. Hunter Moon. Forgiveness is as simple as opening your heart and being willing to see past just your own perspective. Greetings, fellow wanderers. Here we are again. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so appreciative of you and your presence here in this endeavor that I am very passionate about. And we have another collective reading for you today. We're going to do it a little bit differently. We're not going to ask any specific question or go in just one specific direction. We're just going to leave it open for spirit, ask what general message they have for us at this time in our evolutionary period on Earth and for our own interpersonal lives. And we're going to see what comes about. Without further ado, we're going to get right into the cards. I'm going to intuitively pick which decks are calling my name to channel a message through, and then I will begin reading them. And I feel like today is going to be a really, really great message. So stick around, stay tuned, and here we go. Okay. So we have 4 decks, but this one is a little bit different. This is kind of like the little Namaste deck. And it's paragrams by Paramahansa Yogananda, who is a yogi that founded the original yogic practices and brought it to the Western hemisphere of the world. And his temple was in Encinitas, California, which I didn't live too far from there. I absolutely loved visiting the gardens there and the monastery. And it was just Paramahansa Yogananda, also the author and founder of the Autobiography of Yogi. Highly recommend checking it out if you already haven't. That's who that is and where that's coming from. So I feel really called to pull from this deck first. This is Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. And we're just gonna get right into it. We're gonna ask Spirit for our general message for the greatest, highest good of all. What general message do you have for us at this time that will best suit who we are right now and what we're doing right now in our lives? What is the general message you can offer us, Spirit, that will help us along our way? Okay, there's 2 cards that came out here. So card number 34 and number 10. 34 was in my face first, so we're gonna read that. This is what it looks like. The incense. We got some holy basil burning. I'm gonna take a look at the card now, and first thing I see is the divine feminine coming through, as you can see. And the divine feminine is dressed in headwear of feathers. At her crown, there are a bunch of birds flying freely just out into the atmosphere, and they are they're blue and crystalline like, but they are coming out of flames. I don't know if you could see that. The birds are coming out of flames, and so perhaps there's this time in your life where you are going from some kind of mental instability or mental anxiety, fears, worries, just something going on in the mind that isn't very peaceful. I'm going to move this incense to the window. This liberation is happening of the mind. The mind is opening, and these birds are being set free from this fire, free to roam, free to go about wherever they are wanting to go. And the divine feminine is accessing this through the stillness that she's holding, which resembles that snowflake. Snow is water frozen in time. So if you are able to bring stillness to your waters, your emotions, then you will allow your mind liberation, because there won't be so much worry or anything being caused in here that makes this a volatile situation. And it's actually interesting. I'm kind of wearing those colors, and this is something I've definitely been experiencing as well, is some mental unclarity and you know, the overthinking patterns that try and tell us our worth and what we're doing with our lives, and you know, but if you just become the observer of your thoughts rather than the one thinking the thoughts, and I know that that may be confusing, if you allow this stillness, you allow the mind to be set free, you allow this ease and grace and peace to overflow your cup, and ultimately you get to enjoy the present moment. And it seems like this goddess here is all about this stillness and flow, because she has even the snowflake as earrings. You know, it's being in stillness so that spirit can communicate to you and you can hear it. But it's not going to be very, it's not going to be as loud as all the other voices. So if you don't quiet this and you don't quiet your outside surrounding environments, spirit's not going to try and speak up over it. There's no need for spirit to do that. It's if you're willing to listen, if you're willing to be in stillness and quietness, then you'll be able to hear something. If you meditate more in stillness, if you do more daily practices that activates relaxation and calm centeredness, if you surround yourself in environments that support your well-being and your peace and your solitude, then you are going to be of access to this stillness, and your mind will be set free. And it's really just it's this higher crystalline energy that I'm seeing here in these birds or doves, however you want to look at it. There's a lot of crystalline body activations going on right now as the sun, solar flares, and all that is increasing. So too are our bodies. And the more clear and in stillness and centeredness we can maintain our bodies, the more they are going to be upgrading to that crystalline state of conscious beingness. Very telling for the times to come. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. Now, this next card is the one that we have gotten prior in other readings. This card is number 10, And it's that dewdrop again, going into the dry, needing hands for that nourishment, for that love, for that compassion and attention to nurture. And this is a message to me that talks about healing ancestral wounds, connecting with the inner child and connecting with the ancestors in order to bring this water of life dewdrop down into the palms of the hands that need it and be replenished and rejuvenated and healed. This is what's occurring right now on Earth. I don't know if you've been paying attention to some of the media stuff, but I've been seeing that there's actually been land preservations happening. There's been a lot of movements that have been promoting a positive direction for Earth, in its sustainability and its unity of the people. And so that's what this is all about, is it's being in unity with the inner child and with the infinite timeless self, which I believe we are our ancestors. And those energies live through us. That's why we experience similar lessons, life experiences, crucifixions even. Because our ancestors didn't go down in the holiest of ways, you know. So we are here, especially in our awareness, if we are. We're here to bring the healing and the illumination of the dark shadowed past. And that healing and illumination is that water droplet of new life opportunity, new hope. And I see a lot of yellow here, glowing yellow in the palm of your hands. That's your healing light that you're activating and that you're having access to in order to pull this dewdrop in magnetism into the palm of your hands, fulfill it, and share it. It is important to love others deeply. Treasure your loved ones. Treasure your family, treasure your elders. Treasure your animals that you consider as family. They are family. They're extensions of you and your personality and your love that you're gifting outside of you. And all these things, it's pretty clear to me that these cards go together, because when you're able to be in this stillness, you're able to receive this dewdrop of new hope and life and faith and healing. And there's a non-coincidental symbolism here with the hands and the palm of the hands having some kind of power and attention. So what I see here is the power that you desire to invoke into your life for the greatest, highest good is in the palm of your hands. And when you have it in the palm of your hands, how are you sharing it unto your loved ones? Or are you in a life experience or environment where you are needing to put it all into yourself right now, which is completely valid as well. I've definitely been there. And that's for your own act of self-preservation. That's so you can keep yourself alive. But then, once that cup becomes full inside of you, then it's time to share. So how are you choosing to share with your loved ones from this state within you of the full cup? That concludes the messages in those cards I'm hearing. We'll move on to the next deck. It's seeming like the theme of stillness is very prominent right now for everybody's lives. I think when we are in this state of stillness, we are going to be able to access higher realms of consciousness, be it from the source of love and unity and collaboration, to ultimately make a great golden experience on Earth, to create a new evolution that the Earth and its peoples are needing. This deck that we're pulling from now is one of my favorites, the Lightworker's Oracle. This is just the guidebook, but I will pull from these cards, asking Spirit for a general message again. What will aid us in continuing our path moving forward? What is the general message you have for us, Spirit? That was instant. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. This is the first card, number 19, an invitation to connect. Connect to what? This inner being of stillness, accessing the higher dimensional realms and higher states of mind that bring you to this golden age, this golden palace, this destiny, this new vision, this new paradigm, etc., etc., etc. Look at this. This is saying to me, hold your center, hold it, embrace it, and manifest and magnify upon this enlightened center of your truth, of your morality, of your love, of your life, of your loved ones. Here we go again. We have palms of hands, both holding light. So perhaps when you get to this state for yourself, you're going to be able to place that light into healing your ancestral cycles. And the ancestors are really coming through strongly in this card. And that dewdrop of this earth up here is talking about hope. There's a new hope, and you are it. It's almost saying like you are their redemption, and you are your own redemption. If you hold and center this stillness, allow the mind to bloom and expand. And again, this is the divine feminine is coming through very strongly. The divine feminine has gone through it, to say the least. This is a time of relaxation, stillness, innovation, and intuition, amongst many, many other beautiful qualities that represent this infinite source of beauty, abundance, fertility, new opportunity of bringing life about. And that's what that stillness is going to offer you. It's going to offer you this golden palace, your destiny. It's going to offer you this paradigm that you're stepping into in full of consciousness. You are there. And it's all coming from the creation of you and how open and expansive you are allowing your head space to be. However much you are allowing yourself to be mentally free, releasing old past limitations, doubts, habits, patterns, opening completely up like a new slate, completely clean. You are ready to experience a whole new life according to your conscious intentional creation and how you want that to be. This is your golden palace, a predominantly run golden palace of the divine feminine. So be tender and nurturing with yourself, with others, with the world. tap into that space of infinite creativity and loving intuition that just tells you how to love others, what is really right and what's really wrong. Tap into that heart space, and it has all the answers. That heart space and stillness holds your key to the palace. Now this card is the second one that came out in summary to the 5 cards that Spirit initially wanted me to pull. But that's way too long for this reading because I could go in depth, as you know. This card is Alchemical Mutation. To me, this is a card that speaks about the divine masculine reprogramming itself as the divine feminine. Well, let me pull all of these cards. The divine feminine is coming to this space of stillness and nurturing and love and compassion and intuition, so much so that it is allowing the divine masculine a rebirth. It's allowing the divine masculine to see itself in a new light and transcend the old ways, transcend the old hard ground that no longer was fit for a stable foundation to be built upon it, because it was all old, dry, and cracked. It was worn out, and it was time for the soil to be tilled. So now he's tending to the soil, he's tilling it, and this is setting him free into a new paradigm, into a new perception of belief of itself, into the light for purification. That's what I see here, is the divine masculine is going through a purification. And it's tending to the garden of life. And the garden is the divine feminine. It's the mother. It's the planet. He's tending to the planet here. He's doing service and work on himself so that he can ascend into new light, into new ways of beingness. It's very, very important right now that the divine feminine be in that meditative stillness, in that center of creativity and passion and nurturing, because it's allowing the whole entire masculine and feminine paradigm to restructure itself. It's allowing a whole rebirth. If these two are going through a rebirth, then look at this. The hemispheres of your brain are restructuring and reprogramming, realigning to something new, to something that is actually serving your highest, greatest good according to your intentions, your embodiments, your morals, your values, your walking of your talks, you know? You are allowing this rebirth to occur. And that is profound. So continue doing what you're doing, Spirit says. Continue doing what you're doing, but know when to share more love when you have a full cup to share it from. And know that also you are worthy and deserving of your own cup being fulfilled first, before even trying to pour outside of yourself. We can't continue pouring from a half empty or empty cup. You have to at least perceive your cup to be half full or overflowing. And if you allow it to be, it is very easily overflowing. If you tap into that stillness and you tap into that infinite source of immortal, eternal love, which is always present and offering to you. With that being said, I'm going to read you the affirmation from the book on card number 31 for this divine masculine. I call upon the beings that love me unconditionally and ask for divine grace, protection, information, assistance, intervention, and healing in all ways now, as I change alchemically. May my body and mind be supported and recover with divine assistance. I celebrate the alchemy that the light creates, and with kindness I allow for it to unfold in my body, mind, and soul, according to the guiding hand of divine love. May all those on the path of love and light be assisted to walk their path with as much joy and as little suffering as possible. Through my own free will and divine grace, so be it. So those two cards were profoundly what I feel we all needed to reflect on and hear at this time, because it's not only the divine feminine that is requiring change, but it also is paired with the divine masculine. And we must allow this change to occur if we really, 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 really want to change our ways for the highest, greatest good of all. And that's what's happening. Next deck is the Whispers of Lord Ganesha deck. We are going to ask Spirit again for a general message that we are needing to hear and be aware of right now on our current journey. What is a message you can offer us within 1 to 2 cards? Spirit, ancestors, angels, Sun and Master Ganesha. What is a message you can... 2 cards! Okay, this is a big message today, huh? This card. I'm not going to look at it. You're going to look at it first. Steadfastness. Continue forward. This is actually very, very closely compared to Knight of Swords energy. It's all about knowing your direction, knowing the purpose of your direction, why, how, when, what, where, and taking intentional action upon that direction. You know, setting out on your goals, creating goals in the first place, and knowing that ultimately your purpose is serving the highest, greatest good of all. The message that's coming through as well is be steadfast, but also pace yourself. Pace yourself. Go at your own pace. As much as you are leading from your heart and crown and root and solar plexus and sacral, the vehicle is looking graceful, yet a bit tired. So translate in whatever way that makes sense to you as to what your vehicle is, your vehicle of transportation, your vehicle of expression, of sharing your gifts, talents, wisdom, etc. Just know that it is gratefully being patient with you and working with you in ways that are allowing you to your destination. But yeah, be aware of all the tools that you have in order to fix your vehicle if you need to. If you need to nurture to it, if you need to tend to it, do it. You have the tools, do it. And that's also what this card talks about too. It can be looked at so many different ways. This card is talking about sharing the love with the ones you care about and love others deeply. Well, so too does this card talk about showing love to your journey, to your ultimate destination, whatever that may be, if it is. Sharing love to your car as it allows you to get to your destination, your vehicle. Tend to your path in the way that you're going now. Be steadfast. I'm going to read the message for this one just because I know that it's perceiving something different. That's just what comes through for me. So, steadfastness. Do not waver back and forth or be moved by the circumstances that are surrounding you at this time. Be focused on your purpose and unwilling to be swayed by what other people think or by what you perceive. Ganesha heartens you by revealing that when you know your effort is not futile, you will be steadfast and immovable. This seems to be a major stumbling block in your life at this time. Perhaps your current job gives little recognition, with no real sense of accomplishment or success. You may feel unheard in your relationships. Possibly, the error lies in the fact that in your heart, you really feel your struggle is hopeless. You may recognize it on an intellectual level, but you are easily shaken when you do not see the fruit of your exertion. Ganesha is pictured here riding the elephant to engage you in the energy of the elephant spirit. Elephants can teach you that kindness, dedication, and communication in relationships is very powerful. They remind you that it is necessary to keep relationships alive, trusting, and loving, whether the relationship is with friends, family, or partner. Deeply faithful to all creatures with which they have relationships, elephants are tough when protecting others and gentle when nurturing them. The matriarch, the oldest, most experienced female leader of a herd, leads in a way that is both gentle and inclusive. Elephants are able to communicate telepathically. When you draw this card, your ability to truly listen to others is enhanced. Do whatever is necessary to safeguard your resolve. You are receiving guidance that this is time to dig in. Remain focused and don't get caught up in trying to create a change. The energy in your job or relationship is ever-changing. Ask Ganesha to bring you to the strength to work through what is happening. Stay committed and on track. Do not give up, as change will show up soon and the situation will be transformed. Thank you, Ganesha. Now this card. Revelation. And look what we have here again. We have all the purple and the yellow, gold at the crown, just illuminating, sending out sparkles into the cosmos. We have the red at the root, the purple all around, signifying intuition, higher spiritual guidance, and connection. And his hand is up by his ear, and he's looking into the white abyss of a star constellation. I think I'm going to read this card as well. This card's number 15. Revelation. Get ready for key changes in your external and internal worlds. You have come to the end of a cycle, and it is time for you to create something new. Through this card, Ganesha is indicating that it is time to break down some of the structures that you have created in your world. This has the potential to feel painful and challenging if you resist the process. This revelation coming to you may relate to your ego and your illusion of separateness from others. You will develop a new perspective on things, and your revelation will help you grow stronger, wiser, and more composed. You might encounter some challenges along the way, but these are necessary for your spiritual growth and enlightenment. Honesty will bring about a positive change, even if you experience some pain and anxiety throughout the process. When you begin to reach for your goal, You will come to realize that your true security and strength lies within yourself and your relationship with the universe, and not in some false belief system or artificially created world. Be willing to reveal your truth to those around you. Get ready for key changes in your external and internal worlds. Beautiful cards. And now we're going to pull one of the Paramahansa Yogananda cards. Some nice little cards. Paramahansa Yogananda. I honor you, what you have brought to civilization on earth, the light, the love, the teachings. And I ask that you offer us some general guidance in what we are to be aware of right now on our journey in life. So, one card is peace, another card is hope. I will read peace to you first. Change yourself, and you have done your part in changing the world. Every individual must change his own life if he wants to live in a peaceful world. The world cannot become peaceful unless and until you yourself begin to work toward peace. It is only by removing hate from our hearts that we can live a Christ-like life. Thank you, Paramahansa Yogananda. I will read you hope. Hope is the eternal light held aloft by the soul as man travels the pathway of incarnations to reach God. Never relinquish hope. If you would then have to wait miserably in darkness, unable to resume your journey toward the divine, until you can choose to raise once again the searchlight of hope. Through meditation, you can permanently avoid the state of hopelessness. Seek happiness more and more in your mind, and less in material things. Bring the living God of unalloyed joy to the altar of your heart and worship him with the incense of love. Realize that you and he are one. And those were the cards. We have a lot of messages here that came through today, and these were just general messages that the collective was needing to be aware of or reflect on at this time. That's going to conclude the reading today. Thank you so much for tuning in every day, and remember, be in the state of stillness so that the divine masculine can also reconstruct and ascend to the light. Be steadfast in your goals, in your intentions. Have the hope and courage and faith that you are creating your life to be what you truly desire it to be, based upon your goals and your morals. And be in this stillness. Be in this stillness to set your mind free. Appreciate the moment. And in this stillness, you will bring the infinite source of love to others, in which need it. Fulfillment. Make sure your cup is full before you decide to share. If it is not full, keep pouring within yourself. But that concludes the cards. Thank you again for tuning in, and till next time, have a beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.